Are you guys nervous? Don't be. You enjoy it. So, this past summer, I took a little journey away from the concrete jungle to this jungle. I took just 3 days living at my grandparents' house in a village called Minh Phung. And although it's only 2 hours away from Saigon, it felt as if I was traveling back in time. It was quite an experience. And as someone who grew up in the big city, I always wondered what life is like for the majority of my compatriots and for my grandparents at their prime time. Well, I also wondered, is there anything us city dwellers could learn from the rural lifestyle? Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take you onto this comparative journey, a day in the life of a village boy and a day in the life of a city kid. Okay, let's begin. Are you still nervous? So, 7 a.m. I would have woken up in the village already, and there I am, out in the field, breaking a sweat just to get food for breakfast. Not something that many teenagers nowadays do. Whereas in the city, I'm still in bed, scrolling through Instagram. Teenager problems, right? An hour later, this is gonna be fun. There I am, in the village, passing through my neighbor's farm, battling a goose. Now, geese can be very aggressive. To put it this way, the FBI has the canine police dogs, Vietnamese farmers have geese. Now in the city, at 8 a.m., well, surprise, surprise. 2 hours later, in Minh Phung, I get to experience that adventurous feeling, go into the woods, collecting bamboo shoots for lunch. Whereas in the city, there I am, eating what we call brunch and being sucked into a black hole of YouTube videos. Hopefully, TEDx. 2 hours later, there I am, in the woods. There was a stream, and I get to experience that moment of inner peace when I run my feet through the crystal clear stream. Now, the image, it doesn't look very clear, but I promise you it's pretty clear, or I hope it was clear and clean. There I am, in moments of insecurity, where my Instagram post only reached 20 likes. You can see my thumb hovering over the delete button. Teenager boy. 2 hours later, there I am. In the village, there was a tropical storm coming, and I get that adrenaline rush when I realized that I was about to be consumed by a tropical storm. Whereas in the city, I get to experience the same adrenaline rush, but because I realized that the deadline for my assignments is 8 a.m. tomorrow. And to conclude my day, there I am, arrived home safely, survived the wrath of the tropical storm. Whereas in the city, 9 p.m., there I am, rushing through my assignments, hoping to survive the wrath of my teacher the next morning. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that urbanization is all bad. There's a reason why thousands of people from rural areas pour into the city every day in search for opportunities to improve their lives. However, I've realized that there are still things from the rural lifestyle that we must preserve. With only 100 people in the village, everyone there knew each other very well. And my stay there felt like a large family reunion. One night, we gathered for a campfire where people shared stories, shared cassava, shared roasted potatoes, we shared memories, and I shared tips on how to battle a goose. And to me, I felt very lucky because not many city kids, my peers, like me, get to experience that on a daily basis. Whereas in the village, that was totally normal. And as city dwellers, we do socialize. However, our social interactions sometimes can be confined within the dimensions of our own screens. So, the irony is, sometimes in the city, although you're surrounded by a lot of people, you can feel alone. And to me, that is not comparable to being able to sit down and interact with the person next to you in front of a campfire, and sharing tips on how to battle a goose. Initially, I embarked on this journey away from the concrete jungle, the jungle, in order to unplug myself from being a sleep-deprived IB student. And from it, I learned how to live more slowly and how to appreciate other things that are beyond the walls of my constricted city life. Therefore, my message is this: we must preserve that rural lifestyle that we risk leaving behind. Thank you.